6 out of 10 Republicans recommend FTR Radio to everyone they know. The other 4 are rhinos. FTR Radio, online at FTRradio.com. FTR Radio salutes some of the great Democrat presidents in the radio era. FTR Radio.
You're listening to Liz and Taylor.
Alright, so why can't I get another tattoo? Come on.
Because you get another tattoo, then you start talking another gun.
But not the movie star. The battling duo from the Right War on FTR Radio.
Oh, come on.
You're the one who said it.
That was a joke, partially.
Enlist in the Right War. Won't cost you nothing. Not as good as military service. But it's got to count for something, right?
Good evening, folks. Thank you for listening to FTR Radio. I'm Liz Harrison. This is The Right War. And Taylor is here.
Yes, I am.
Do you need chained?
I don't know, do I? I think we need to chain pint size, don't we? And
Yeah, I
gag
think
him?
we... Yeah, well, I feel guilty about that. We'll get into that later, whenever. Good God. A first on FTR, at least on this show. I've been told that Soup occasionally uses the bleep, which I do recall now. Yeah, he has. But, I never thought I'd have to do that. Not with the kid. I had to dust off the bleep file.
I find that funny. How are you feeling, by the way?
I think I'm alive. Alka-Seltzer is my friend. Or something. It certainly tastes better than that awful emergency stuff. You know, those little tablets, they tell you stick them in water and they have great orange flavor. I got news for you. It's not great. The Alka-Seltzer tastes better. So those of you who are old school and remember Alka-Seltzer, you know my pain. Yeah. I'm starting to feel like I'm back in the old newspaper office because that used to be like the thing. I had to have my Alka-Seltzer. I had to have my coffee. Yeah, that was pretty much it.
I have sadly had caffeine 2 days in a row.
Ooh,
Yeah.
This is not good.
No.
Yeah, you on caffeine is a scary thing. Me off caffeine is a scary thing.
Yeah, for those who don't know, I try to not have caffeine. And the reason why I try not to have caffeine is because, well, it's not wise for me to have caffeine. Because I'm
get hyper.
high. Yeah, I'm high energy as it is. But if I get hyper energy, that's not good. Because then I'm jumping from thing to thing to thing.
Yeah, then you become like Les Nessman on steroids. I'm gonna hurt. Oh, dear God. I am channeling Duke now. I am sorry. Poor Taylor.
Except for that, I don't sit there and, say that, we're in a man's world of internet radio.
You just did.
No, but I don't... In reality, I don't say that.
No, you say other things. Like, having thoughts of co-hosts in bed. I did go and put some topics down on the website. and they're not in front of me, so you're going to get this until you go and start rattling them off.
Until I go and I look at the... Okay, so it's oh, yeah, that's right, because...
Because I can't open up the web browser on my computer in front of me.
All right, so why did you have a weird dream when you were awake and not well?
No. That's how my world is. It's like I'm in a weird dream. You know, when I'm sick,
okay.
it's like
I
go
thought
through everything like groggy and everything. Yeah, it's horrible.
See, I thought you were saying that you had a topic or something, and that was your topic.
No. There are other topics in there before that. Yeah, it's been a very weird day. I spent a good amount of time playing around on Facebook, which is always dangerous. But, you know, it's not necessarily time wasted whenever I go in and engage in, well, sort of fruitless debate about a girl's dress in Utah. Seriously. That story got me, and I'm really mad at the Blaze, and I'm mad at quite a few other people over it.
I don't even know what this is all about.
A girl went and had her dress, or she wore a dress to a dance. It fit the dress code, according to what I read, and I used to be a seamstress, so I'm not, like, totally out of it when it comes to this. Plus, I'm female, so yeah. Yeah, the dress fit the dress code. And they made her wear a coat and humiliated her at this dance. Meanwhile, there were other girls that were wearing dresses that, well, didn't fit the dress code. And she had photographic proof of it, and it was on the news story. And I'm sitting here, and they didn't make them they didn't make them, yeah, her shoulders were bare. But she was supposed to have 2-inch straps. Well, she did. She even had the dress altered to make sure she showed no cleavage, even through lace. So I'm sitting here thinking, wait a minute here. So, yeah, of course, the obvious was pointed out. Maybe the parents should go and talk to the school. The whole thing came up because this was covered by the CBS local media. The Blaze caught on to it from the CBS local coverage, and it hit national. And I'm sitting here thinking, well, if I didn't get a straight answer from my school, like my daughter had been in a similar situation, and the school administrators would not speak to me, which it appeared to be the case because they weren't talking to the press, I'm thinking maybe they wouldn't talk to the parents either. So what would I do if I was really ticked off about this? Oh, I don't know. I think I'd pick up the phone and call my good old friend Christine Sorensen down at KDKA, the CBS affiliate in Pittsburgh. So,
you know, while I'm thinking about this,
yeah,
can you play the kid?
not the part that I bleeped.
Not the bleeped part.
Not the bleeped part. Okay, here's the kid.
This is the Pint-Sized Pundit, and I'm here to tell you that anything Taylor says on the right war is his opinion and his opinion only. He does not speak for his employees, his employers, employer, or anyone else. He especially does not speak for my mom unless she says so.
Okay.
All right.
So,
I don't get what's so... Now, Lunatic Rex made a good point by saying it seems there may have been some envy here. Seems from the local story that the kid's family is rich.
Oh, yeah, they are. The girl bought the dress in Paris.
Well, that's nice.
Yeah, isn't it? Yeah, I'm guaranteeing...
Nice to afford stuff in Paris, but, you know, so what?
Yeah, it looked like they had a really nice house in the news coverage. So I'm thinking, hey, envious much. And I'm sorry, that's not a good lesson to teach people. Not a good lesson to teach teens. You know, that's right on the level with Mean Girls.
A movie I never saw.
No, but I never saw it either. I just understand the concept. I'm not stupid. You don't have to see the film. We know what it's about. It's about those girls that most normal girls wanted to smack upside the head or slam into a wall every other day.
Kind of like folks on Twitter sometimes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The Twitter trolls. The ones that want to play like they're journalists, but they're not. You know, those people.
Right.
Yeah. We don't have to mention names. We're
I
beyond that. We've reached the Zen point. We don't have to say anything. Everybody knows what we mean.
We've reached the Zen point. Okay, that's amusing.
This is what happens when I'm on cold medication. I get bizarre. So, sorry, folks. But if
More
you
bizarre
enjoyed,
than
I guess
normal.
that... Yeah. I guess that means that if everybody enjoys it, I'm going to be, like, addicted to Alka-Seltzer.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, my.
Speaking of that person, by the way, I was talking to our good friend Sean Vinkman
Okay.
last week when, all that fun stuff came out.
Yeah.
And Sean was like, I wanted to have him on my show just for all the hate that I knew that I would get and knowing that people would listen to it. But now, no, I don't want to.
Yeah. No.
When you lose Vinkman...
You've lost the internet.
Yeah. Vinkman, who, look, Vinkman's about ratings. He'll admit it. He's about ratings, and he wants hate tweets. But he's like, in that situation, he was like, yeah, that's a little too far.
Yeah. Yeah, you have lost when people don't want you around, even though it would mean that they would gain hits and listeners.
Yeah. Yeah. But anyway, so yeah, I don't get the
Red-headed hobbits need to learn. Anyway, sometimes they never will. Anyway, I had other stuff in there, didn't I? I mean, other than Facebook insanity.
right.
Yeah. So what did I put down?
Sorry, I was answering somebody
good
was
God.
texting me. No, somebody was texting me.
Oh, okay. I hope it was somebody important.
They're a listener.
Okay. That counts.
So,
Listeners are important.
Yes. All right. So, and I don't know how we're going to think about this. I'm actually perfectly happy with Michelle Obama causing this controversy by going to Saudi Arabia with her head uncovered. My answer is I have no problem with that.
Yeah, I don't either. The thing that I have a problem with isn't what she did. I'd love to know why. Because motives matter.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there are protocol issues involved, and I'm wondering who gave her the advice, because I don't think that she chose to do this all by herself. And I'm not sure that there was any political nonsense going on in the background. And of course,
Yeah.
I'm wondering
Whatever.
how badly our oil industry is going to be sold up the river thanks to this visit, but hey, that's a whole other story. And no, I'm not expecting that Obama was smart enough to realize that he needed to do something, anything, or I don't know, hold it over their heads that they've been funding terrorism for a while. That might have been nice.
Yeah, that wouldn't happen.
No, because we don't say terrorism. We're Al Jazeera. Thank you, Al Gore, for bringing Al Jazeera to America and letting them take over the White House in our foreign policy. Now we don't have to say terrorist, jihad. What else aren't we allowed to say? Islamist.
Yeah.
All sorts of fun words we're not allowed to say anymore. Somebody wrote a book about that, and I think some goofy guy tried to make a pun on it with a movie title. Remember that? Fahrenheit something. Mm-hmm.
What,
Yeah.
451 or Fahrenheit? Or the oh, okay, yeah. Brian, I don't know if there is any proof that Michelle was mad at Obama and was looking to embarrass him.
No. No, I don't think so. We did see her previously. I'd have to really look, but I do recall in the back of my mind seeing her with a headscarf from being somewhere. I don't remember if it was U.S. soil or elsewhere. It's been a few years. But
my answer is, something, I have no problem that she did it. And good on her. And move along.
Move along.
Along.
Except for one thing. The administration.
We all want to know why.
No. The administration in general today was hopscotching all over the place trying to say that the Taliban is not a terrorist organization.
Really?
Really. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly how they arrived at that. I'm going to have to look that up tomorrow. Because I'm going to bed after this. There's no way I'm going to... I'm not going to be functioning after this. But, yeah, I don't get it. I really don't. Because there is theoretically a logic to doing it, but no.
Okay, hang on. I'm looking this up, the town hall. One of the mini sites who you write for.
Yes.
What White House Deputy Press Secretary Eric Schultz said was the Taliban is an armed insurgency.
That's it. Armed insurgency.
In response to a question by ABC's Jonathan Karl. ISIL is a terrorist group, so we don't make concessions to terrorist groups.
But we make them to insurgencies.
You don't consider the Taliban a terrorist group. Carl,
no.
Impressed.
Never
I don't
mind
think that the Taliban... Hang on. I don't think that the Taliban... the Taliban is an armed insurgency. This was a winding down of the war in Afghanistan, and that's why this arrangement was dealt. Our view is the president said at the time, which is as commander-in-chief, when he sends men and women into armed combat, he doesn't want to leave anyone behind. That was the commitment he was following through on this. So
this was over the Bo Bergdahl thing.
Yeah, except for the entire thing about, violating U.S. law. Because you're supposed to tell Congress, and he didn't. Yeah, you kind of
has to tell the Pentagon, and I don't think he did.
Yeah, exactly. And sorry, Brian, for not realizing that you were joking, but, sarcasm font.
Yeah, we need a sarcasm font. Chop, chop, somebody get on that. Honestly, I keep on saying, like, for the purposes of chat, Comic Sans. That works. There's your sarcasm font.
Yeah.
Anyway. I don't know what to do with this. I think that, what was it, Pakistan? That disagree. The Taliban is not an armed insurgency. They're a terrorist organization.
I think the government in Afghanistan would disagree.
Yeah. But wasn't it Pakistan where they just killed a bunch of kids?
Yeah.
Yeah. And of course, what she did finally get the Nobel Prize, didn't she? Or
yeah, I think she did.
Yeah. Malala. She'd disagree. But then again, maybe she's as politically incorrect now as Ayaan Hirsi Ali.
Mm-hmm.
Because she wants education for women in Islamic nations. Well, any nation, but particularly in Islamic nations. So she must be bad because she uses that evil I word that we're not supposed to use because, that's politically incorrect. You can't say Islamic. Okay. If this keeps on going, I'm going to increase my blood pressure and we could go and play a game. How long does it take before Liz strokes out on radio? Ooh,
hopefully
doesn't
never.
That sound like fun?
Hopefully never.
I know. I'm calm. or something. I'm still laughing. See, this is the foul where you put it. Laugh so you don't cry.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, yeah, I'll probably have to tear apart the whole why did Michelle Obama not wear a head covering thing a couple times over tomorrow. Because I probably have a couple editors that were sort of kind of playing wishbone with me earlier. I actually had somebody say dibs. Wow. I was like, whoa.
Dibs?
Dibs. They had dibs on me for a topic. And I was like, really? And there's enough to go around. Let's have the kumbaya moment. There's more than one angle to every story.
I wonder who's running the FTR Radio chat tonight, or Twitter account tonight.
Why is that?
Because they just copy-pasted your status about where you tried to stay awake with me and Pint-Sized Pundit is on and got bleeped.
Yeah.
They didn't quite do it correctly.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Should I be afraid?
No.
Okay. If I'm being misquoted, it's not bad.
You're
as long
not.
as it's not
No.
bad.
You're not being misquoted. They just. They didn't. They should have quoted it better.
Okay.
If that
Brian's expecting me to stroke out any minute now. Like in about 13 minutes or something. Okay.
At Mushcat just tweeted, I know some people like this, and it shows a vet shining a light into a dog's mouth, and the light comes out of the dog's backside.
Uh-huh. Oh my. That was something else. The Puppy Gate. Puppy Gate.
Yeah.
That's what
is
we have
this
to
all
call
about?
it. We have to call it Puppy Gate. Because they make everything a gate. It is the GoDaddy Puppy Gate.
Prairie Dog
Because-
just guessed 11:37 p.m. is when you're going to stroke out.
Oh, it was Prairie Dog.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought it was Brian because he's usually snarky. It's because he's leaving and coming and going and whatever.
Oh, hey, Becca just logged into the chat just in time for Pint Size Pundit.
That's
which will
right. We're
happen.
heading up on the bottom of
soon.
the hour, so we'll be
Yeah.
hearing Pint Size.
All right, so what is Puppygate? I don't know what this is. You want me to look this up so that
No, you're not going to be able to find it with Puppygate because they haven't called it Puppygate. GoDaddy had an ad that showed a puppy, not unlike the puppy in the Budweiser ad.
Right.
Everybody remembers the cute puppy ad from last
Yeah.
year with Budweiser. Well, they did a continuation of it. Anyway, similar type puppy. It runs away, makes its way back home, and then they go and say, oh, just in time because they sold it on GoDaddy. Well, we all know PETA is really upset about puppy mills, and that was theoretically what it was. And I was like, really? You're going to go there?
I'm looking at this ad right now.
I presume that's their problem, puppy mills. So they didn't want to see an ad promoting a puppy mill having a website.
I don't see a problem with this ad.
No, there isn't. If anything, I would have been upset about the other one because that involved a wolf.
See this as a puppy mill either.
No, it isn't.
I don't see the anger on this. And I will say this, Blake Irvin, who's the CEO at GoDaddy, I like how he's responded to it. Now, he also responded to the SPCA, and it really seemed like that what he was like was, okay, look, here's what's going on. I don't see what the problem is. He's responded to legit criticism legitimately, and illegit criticism legitimately.
Not at all. Oh, okay.
Well, yeah, or not at all, yeah. Yeah, I think, yeah.
They need to chill.
Let's see. Let's see. Beagles and bargains went after him. Disgusted by GoDaddy's GoDaddy Super Bowl ad. Any company that supports puppy mills won't get my business. And his reply was, Buddy was purchased from a reputable, loving breeder, just as the ad suggests. Sell, adopt, both need an online presence. Yeah, I agree there.
Right.
Now, if you look at what the SPCA said, I think they, I can see what their point is here. They said if purchasing a pup, always meet the parents, get vet records, see where he was raised, research breeder. If you can buy a puppy online and have it shipped to you the next day, it's likely you're supporting inhumane breeding. Now, in that situation, I think that there's nothing wrong with, with raising that question. At the same time, even if you meet the breeder, you aren't going to be able to know. Why do I know this? My youngest sister's first Maltese, named Mocha, even though he was white, don't look at me, turns out that he was from a puppy mill. But
Right.
They went and they met, my parents and my youngest sister met, the people who had Mocha. They met and didn't come off that way. But, that's what happened.
Yeah.
So even going and meeting the person, you're not going to know.
No, you're not.
This
Well,
is
anyway.
why I really like rescues.
Right. Well, anyway, we're at the bottom of the hour. Becca is going to be all excited. We've got Pint Size Pundit, and there is a bleep in there. So,
Oh my gosh.
oh my gosh, we will be right back. Hello, this is Liz Harrison from The Right War here on FTR Radio. And when I want to bring you the best conservative talk on the net, I use Radio Boss from DJSoft.net. It's time for the Pint Size Pundit.
Hello, everybody. Well, we're going to talk about some nice things today. We're going to talk about the Super Bowl. We're going to talk about a school in Texas forcing kids to pull down their pants to see who took a crap on the floor, I guess. Well, I want to start off with this, with crap on the floor. Who wants to show me who has the crappy pants? Is that what they're trying to do? Or are they trying to see how they can get please don't yell at me if I offend anybody, because some people get offended a lot. But or are they trying to see what kid can give them an orgasm quicker? That's my question. Because, you see, these kids, there's been a mess in bathrooms a lot like that. You know what they did? They didn't do that. I can tell you that. I don't remember what they did whenever somebody vandalized, made a huge mess like that in the bathroom. They didn't do anything like that in my school. So, let me just put it at that. So, I think it's just kind of proving you that there are some people that deserve to be working at a school and some people don't. And here's my first thought in my head. if I see the people in front of me, they're like telling them, I hear screams, because I'm sure people really were not comfortable with this at all. I'm sure somebody had to scream in discomfort. So, yeah. If that were to happen, I'd just run out of the nurse's office, because what's the worst that's gonna happen? Your son's in detention because they didn't let me look at their penis. So, yeah. Let's get out of that. That's disgusting, and you kind of have to you kind of have to talk gross and weird like that. Other than that, you got the Super Bowl coming up. You got the New England Patriots versus the Seahawks. Well, I don't think that the Patriots are going to cheat, but I also think that the Patriots are going to win. I don't like it, but if I had like $500 on the line, let's say I did that, and I had to predict who's going to win the Super Bowl, I would have to go with the Patriots. Because, first off, Peyton Manning has more experience in the Super Bowl. So he's probably used to this pressure. And, second off, the whole team loves this crap. The Patriots are cold-blooded. They love this stuff. In fact, they would love it if their fans booed them instead of cheered for them. And third off, I just have to go with a little bit of superstition here and say it's kind of a little rare that somebody's going to win the Super Bowl twice. I mean, yes, the first two Super Bowls were won by the Packers, but that showed you something. The Packers were pretty much the NFL back then. When the NFL was starting, you had like everybody else was a piece of crap, and the Packers were like a better piece of crap. So yeah, other than that, sorry for what I said earlier, but really, when something like that happens, there's no other way you could put it. So, yeah. So, please keep listening. If I even did offend anybody out there, because I never mean to offend anybody, because of really, whenever you're a kid my age and you're talking, you really aren't like an adult that thinks, am I going to offend these kind of people? Am I going to offend these kind of people? Because if you're going to think you don't want to offend anybody at all, you're better off. You're better off taping your mouth shut forever. Like getting hot glue, cement, everything. Because almost everything you could say, there's somehow people are going to say, oh, I feel offended by that. I don't like what you said about that. I said hello. Yeah, but you should have said it in, Japanese. That's kind of offensive. So yeah. So I guess I'll talk to you guys next week. Till then, peace. Watch the Super Bowl, and don't tell your children to put their pants down.
It doesn't matter who we are. What matters is our plan. You should have respected my authority.
Hey, this is Alfonso Rachel with 20 Pound Sledge and PJTV Zone Nation, and you're listening to FTR.
And we're back, and in true FTR fashion, I pulled the wrong foul because, I'm sick. So there were no bleeps.
And he means Tom Brady, not Peyton Manning.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He was a little bit riled up about that whole school dropping the pants thing, in case you were wondering.
That's bizarre.
He's very...
Bizarre.
No, hey. Not very long ago, I think there were
Okay.
rumors around about somebody doing something not right at a school near here.
You were wondering about where she wore the headscarf,
Yeah,
Michelle Obama. It was
Yeah.
in Indonesia in 2010.
there you go. Anyway, from the, well, not interwebs, but still, fan type crap or something. I shouldn't say crap. I ended up getting a text while on air, which I replied to while on air. So, of course, the reply from arguably probably one of our better fans, because he's listening all the time. He's local to me. He says, "You're texting while live on air, and all of it during your continuing battle for health. You really do belong in one of those super suits after all," in reference to the fact that earlier I sent one of those goofy Bitstrip emoticons of, my Liz character, Bitstrip character, in a Superman suit. So, yeah. So, yeah, we do pay attention to our fans, or something.
Yes, we do. We
Text.
try to.
Yes, text, email, Twitter, Facebook.
I think I once had Ruth call me out, actually during a broadcast of the Right War, because I played Words with Friends while on the air.
Really?
Yeah.
That's terrible. I was
What?
that boring?
No, I multitask.
Oh, okay. You're an atypical male.
You should know that I multitask. You've known me
Yes.
for how long?
Yes, I know. You multitask. You're an atypical male. Most men
Right.
cannot multitask.
I try to multitask. Look, I'm patting my head and rubbing my stomach at the same time.
I am so glad we don't have video.
And now I'm rubbing my head and patting my stomach.
We'll have to take your word for that.
Right.
We'll have to you know what? This should be an FTR CPAC drinking game. You know?
What? When
Sort of
Ta-
like the
when does
Johnny
Taylor put his-
Fever.
when does Taylor put his foot in his mouth?
No. The whole, patting head and rubbing tummy and vice versa after X number of shots.
I thought it was when Brodigan started singing.
Only if it's the Piano Man.
Love you, John.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have a question. Why was it that you asked for a copy of that promo that I recorded?
Because I'm not
Why?
allowed to have it.
No, I'm not saying you're not allowed to have it. I'm just curious.
I don't know, because I wanted it.
Okay.
See, I haven't checked my mail in a while because, on air.
I sent it to you.
I figured since you went and,
Yeah.
and you
Yeah,
probably
I-
heard the bleep bleep.
Yes.
See, I got
Sure.
mail.
I recorded a
I don't think I
FTR
have
radio
a
promo, folks.
I
You
don't
should
think
have
I,
a file.
yeah, I have a file. Okay, initially it didn't look like I did.
I
Yeah,
recorded a promo for FTR radio.
yeah, that was very kind of you.
And you're welcome.
Thank you. See,
I had a spate of
playing with audio.
creativity.
Yeah, there you go. I have those every once in a while. Them
Really?
being-
You're saying that I wasn't being creative? Really?
What? Did I say
You were
that?
saying that I was not being creative?
No, I didn't say that. I
Sure
said
seemed like you were saying
no.
that.
I was saying that occasionally I have those moments too, but usually
No, but see,
everybody
before
runs away.
Before then, you were like, "Oh, is that what you're calling it? You're calling that a creativity?"
Okay, enough. You know what? I'm going to share.
Okay.
Okay. See, I can let everybody else go and say, is this creative?
Hi, this is Taylor Millard, co-host of The Right War, heard here on FTR Radio. I'll give you one simple reason why you need to listen to Liz Harrison and me every Wednesday and Thursday night at 11 p.m. Eastern. You never know when I'm going to put my foot in my mouth. Liz, I've had similar situations with you in bed. Wait, what? What? That just came out way wrong. That's The Right War, every Wednesdays and Thursdays at 11 p.m. Eastern, here on FTR Radio.
Okay. So everybody got to hear it.
Yeah.
I love that bit, by the way.
Oh, I do too. And I'm the one who said it. And we'll never be able to live it down. It's
and I
one
see,
to quote.
yeah, I see the other recipients, Barragond and Duke. So, yeah.
To quote the great Daryl Ray, who is the Dallas Stars hockey analyst. Sometimes you just got to sit there and take it, like a donkey in a hailstorm.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I'm doing. I'm sitting there and I'm taking it like a donkey in a hailstorm.
Okay.
That and it is really funny.
It is hysterical. Yeah. Yeah. I've had a few comments from people who heard it live and they're like, really?
Well, I told you what my dad's reaction was when I played it.
No.
He was like, yeah, he was like, no, and just walked away. Dad,
Oh,
you know what I meant? And he was like, yeah, I know, but no.
Oh, dear. It will be very interesting the day I ever end up setting foot in, like, Dallas-Fort Worth, because, you know, I'll end up meeting your dad at some point or another.
Yeah.
That will be... That's filed under, folks. You really want to wish that there's, like, a hidden camera somewhere. Because I don't know...
I had a friend of mine who had never listened to the show, but is friends with me on Facebook. And so we were chatting on the phone, I don't know, about a month or so ago. And he was like, so this Liz person, is she your girlfriend or something? It's like, she's my co-host. She's my co-host, and we just have really good on-air chemistry.
Yeah,
well, we
it's
do.
terrifying. Yeah, we do. Or at least that's what we're told. You know. Rumor has it that is the reason why Dear Duke decided to put us on the airwaves here at FTR.
I thought it was because I called... Never mind.
That's our story, and we're sticking to it.
Yeah, that's our story, and we really...
At least that's Duke's story. Hey, I don't question these things. Duke runs the show, so I just do as I'm told. Or something.
You are going right to bed after this, right?
Yes, I am. I definitely have to, get that thing called sleep because,
yes.
Like I said, you mentioned before, the town hall, yeah, I have to file something there before the end of day there.
You owe people columns.
Yes, I do. Them, Ricochet, and Radix Daily. So, or Radix
Rockstar.
News.
Rockstar.
Yeah. And there's another one that, theoretically, I haven't talked to the editor in a while, so. On two of them, I, for some bizarre reason, always end up smashed in between, like, David Limbaugh and Michelle Malkin. I have no idea
I was thinking
why.
you were just going to say smashed.
No.
Well, I wasn't
No.
going to say that, but
No, I don't do
smashed,
that.
okay.
No, no. See, this is where I get really upset with some of our fellows here at FTR because they talk about the bastardization of bourbon because of the watered down flavored stuff.
Uh-huh.
And I understand and I totally empathize with Fingers in being of that opinion. And I certainly agree with him whenever it comes to, drinking bourbon in general. However, I came from a family, for better or worse, if y'all have seen Moonshiners on the TV, yeah, that's one of the branches on my family tree. Only in Pennsylvania, they don't really get into what Pennsylvania moonshine's all about. Yeah, my family comes from Appalachia, but, there are some in the foothills that used to moonshine. And, well, that was what I was raised around, and your cough syrup was made out of moonshine. There was stuff there was other stuff, like, the liniment would be the bad moonshine you couldn't drink. Nothing went to waste. So, yeah, that was something I was raised on. We would water, of course, for the kids. I mean, the adults that take the straight moonshine mixed with whatever herbal concoction my aunt would put in it to help treat whatever illness you had. But, yeah, as kids, that we would water it down, and she would add molasses syrup and all sorts of different stuff just so that we'd swallow it. And, get it to the point where we weren't getting drunk just from taking a tablespoon. So, obvious reasons. Fallon tried to get the alcohol level somewhere close to Vicks 44. There's the goal, folks. So, yeah, that was how I was raised. So the whole idea of watered down bourbon is, and then going and flavoring it, that takes me back, and that's what we had. It would be maple syrup, it would be honey, it would be molasses, whatever. But that was my cough syrup when we were out on the farm. Because they didn't go to the newfangled supermarket way down in the county seat. The grocery store was a gas station with a post office. And they had like 3 sets of shelves covered with canned goods and paper stuff and not much cereal because you usually bought your grain in bags, oats and that. That was your cereal. You made oatmeal. And the gas station, it still had the big glass top, the big old-fashioned like you saw from the 30s and 40s. Yeah, those were the pumps. The directions to the farm. Take a left-hand turn off the paved road, and you want to pass the 3rd farm on your right. And when you see the big, giant red tractor farm sitting out front, all rusted out, you're there. Seriously, it was just so bad. I love my family, but, I don't talk to that part of the family anymore. It's not that I hate them or anything. We just sort of fell out of touch when my grandmother died. She sort of held everyone together, and, yeah. And that was her sister. So.
They're just the weird side of the family, don't you know?
Yeah,
Bless their
really.
Hearts. Bless their hearts.
Bless their hearts, definitely. I joke about it, but I've had people, especially the guy who lives in my house and calls himself my husband occasionally, he'll sit there and say, "Oh, well, I know what it's like to be a country guy." And I'm like, sweetheart, whenever you go and have to get up in the morning, go out to the chicken coop to get your eggs, and then go out to the barn to get your milk, we'll have a talk. Until then, shut up!
Met her on my CB said her name was Phoebe.
What the hell? Our chat room has gotten bizarre.
I will
is
give
this,
$5
prairie dog?
to
What
Liz
is this?
if She says, you got a pretty mouth.
Oh, I take it he wants it with the drawl. Okay, I gotta think about this one, because I drop in and out of it. It's one of those weird things. Okay. You got a pretty mouth. There you go, prairie dog.
You got a pretty mouth. And this is what happens when Liz is sick and Taylor doesn't have enough sleep.
It just gets weird.
Yeah.
And to understand, the whole weird thing, I know people have yelled at me for this. I had an employer who was from south of the border, and he got so angry with me over the phone because he thought I was making fun of his Georgian accent. And I said, "You're from Georgia?" And he says, "Yeah." And I said, "I'm starting to talk like you because I'm hearing it. But my father used to speak with a Georgian accent when I was a little girl. Very small. Because he had been in Fort Gordon for a few years, and he picked up the accent. So, when I was first learning how to talk, my dad was still talking with a bit of the Georgian accent, so I picked it up. So, some of the, he used to have reel-to-reel tapes of me talking, and some of the earliest ones, you could hear it with the Georgian accent. I was like, what the? I was like, where'd that come from? And he says, oh, I used to talk like that. And he'd play another part of the tape where I could hear him, and I was like, oh my God. So I didn't know that because I didn't remember my dad having the accent, because by the time I was older, he didn't really talk with that accent anymore. So now I guess it's buried somewhere deep in my head somewhere. When I hear people talk like that, I will pick it up. If I am really, really tired, I might start using it.
I love it. Prairie Dog in the chat room sounds more realistic when Taylor says it, more movie-like. Well,
oh, good God, movies are not realistic.
Yeah, first off, movies are not realistic. Second off, it would make sense that I would be able to say it more realistically than Liz does. Yeah, because I'm in Texas.
And I'm not.
And if you go down to Lancaster and you got to find what you're looking for, you can find some nice pie down there, don't you know?
Oh, speaking
bless
of
her
pie.
heart.
Yeah, speaking of pie, if he would talk with the Georgian accent, then we'd really be in trouble.
I'm perfectly happy with my own accent. Thank you very much.
Okay. Yeah, I get a little bit nervous sometimes because I wonder, am I slipping into one of those weird things? It's what happens when you have family from all different parts of the country and they all sort of mesh together. You end up with some really interesting accents. And throw in Pittsburgh, and that just totally blows everything. Because we're just weird here in the Burgh.
Yeah, you've got I remember when we had Mickey White on, and you guys started talking. What was it called?
Pittsburghese.
Yeah.
Yinzers.
Yinzer.
Yeah, Yinzers. That's a place where you have to go if you come to the Burgh. You got to go to Yinzers. That's
right.
over in the Strip District. Yeah, lovely area. All warehouses for the most part.
Yins is the most recent derivation from the original Scots-Irish form you-ones.
Exactly.
I'm sticking with y'all, thank you very much.
I say y'all more than, well, I rarely ever say yins except for, when it's intentional. I'll say y'all. I'll even type y'all. So, I'm a very bad Pittsburgher. I don't speak Pittsburghese as a general rule. Occasionally I'll slip and say East Liberty instead of East Liberty. But, yeah. And I still cringe when I have to say North Versailles.
Instead of Versailles.
Yes.
Well, it's like here in Texas, we have a town or a county called Montague, but it's spelled Montague.
Go figure.
Yeah.
See, we all butcher it. It's the evil Americans. Which, by the way, that sort of hits the whole multiculturalism crap right out of the park. The intentional or unintentional butchering of all of those foreign languages that ended up in the names of our cities and towns, that all got changed, Americanized.
Meh, whatever.
Something to be said of that. Anyway, we're running out of time, so tomorrow night we do have pie, right?
Yes,
as far as we know.
Yes, from the DCs, though.
Okay. So hopefully he's not at Matt Kibbe's house, because then Matt Kibbe gets nervous about him fighting with me. So have a good night, folks. We will be back tomorrow night. Good night.
I just can't quit you.